I'm your host, Sulaiman Falarin. And it's been an exciting first half so far. I'm sure the fans will be anticipating a similar second half as well. We're going to send you to our match commentator, and we'll see you at the end of the game.
Today, that one petered out. Will this run the same fate, or will Nigeria look to try and fill their boots? Certainly Ahmed Musa himself only had the one chance on the turn, so he looks to add to his 17 goals as mentioned, joint 6th in the all-time Nigerian international goal scorers now. Alex Iwobi. It was a good initial touch. Sierra Leone creating their own problems. Musa. Oh, it's lovely footwork. And obviously, a free kick being awarded. Trying to go between two. Broke the blue wall, but then dragged back. And between John Kamara and Kawami Ki, the latter Sierra Leone goal scorer. Musa taken down to the deck. Now stands over the free kick. Mohamed Kamara deciding he only needs one in the wall. Osman hovering. Excellent ball in towards the striker. Oh, he's hit the post. Well, as the plane flies overhead, it's Osman's header floats up, but off the post. Denied his second of the match. It would be a 5th goal of this group stage as the 21-year-old continues to sparkle domestically and on the international stage. It will be strong header late on Chukwu Ese. Chukwu Ese, another of the young Super Eagles, just 21 years of age. Just one goal so far for Villarreal in La Liga. Well, he takes a real chance there. Umaru Bangura got away with it. Strong play from Etebo. Barragan with a good ball through the lines to find Musa. Just tries to slide it through to Osimhen. Etebo just showing Nigeria still trying to press into the faces of Sierra Leone. The header falls kindly. All forward from John Kamara. And the challenge. Okay, Kamara brings about the free kick. Guma trying to poke through, and the age-old point at the ball. Unsurprisingly, once again, is not a convincing argument for a referee. All lifted in. Barragan with a smart header away to the feet of Zedu Sanzu. Ekong doesn't like where he looks ahead. Zedu Sanzu making space on the far side, and now picked out, although he's had to go back to collect it. The Porto fullback. Poor touch from Chukwueze. Time and space. Joe Aribo beaten. Ball whipped out wide. Played the ball, then pressed heavy Mustafa Doumbouya. And now Osimhen with some space, but pushed out wide. Happy to go back inside to Etebo. Musa. Well, he tried to play it quickly, but didn't really put enough zip on the ball to allow Aribo to step forward. Ball down the line from Kevin Wright. Looking for options in the middle, but too much height on the cross. It's a thumbs up. Frustration there. There's Maduka Okeye. It's his 4th cap for the Super Eagles. They're frustrated to have conceded. We see the goal scorer, Kwame Key, in our picture. As mentioned, his 2nd goal of the group stage. As many as Victor Osimhen has managed in Group L. Well, Balogun getting up early. Certainly took a heavy knock. They got up early, won the header, crashing down on top of Kwame Key. Stephen Gerrard would look on a little bit concerned, but thankfully doesn't seem to be anything too serious. Still holding his side as he sprays it to his right to Ekong. Under pressure there, Akpo Guma tries to find Osimhen down the line. The referee, I think, giving a free kick against the Napoli striker. As Bangura takes the free kick as quickly as possible. That's a poor ball and it flies past Mustafa Doumbouya. Osimhen couldn't take it with him. Ball down the line, but Balogun easily taking control. It's a lovely ball. I think Etebo. Oh, just shifts his body. Just fake the pass. And now he wasn't happy about the attentions from John Kamara. Not the first battle they've come into contact together. Joe Aribo, as mentioned, scored on his debut and on his 2nd cap. Hasn't managed to score since. Ball whipped into the near post. It's a good clearance under pressure. Screams of press as Aribo and Iwobi tried to do the work, and it's Aribo who did win the ball, but Osimhen couldn't capture it. Points the way for Chukwueze. In the end, it's innovation from Bangura. Chasing it through the long grass. Just unable to keep it in play. Into that near post area. Balogun with a heavy touch. Ready to pull the trigger. Header now finding Ahmed Musa. Just ran into trouble. And now the break on. Mustafa Doumbia. Doumbia losing out though. Now want to work back into right back position. Currently being covered. Now Balogun. Aribo. Gong with time. Tebo. Aribo. His debut goal was in a 1-1 draw with Brazil. Casemiro cancelling out Glasgow Ranger midfielders, putting goal for Nigeria's quickly and smartly off his line is Okoye. No space for Seydou Sanzu in his first season with Porto. Turns it round the corner, Chukwueze. The goals, the chances, and certainly seem to have dried up. The last meeting that finished 4-1, Nigeria didn't score after the 50th minute, and thus far, this 4-1 match is following a similar vein. Sierra Leone will certainly be delighted with that. The interesting fact will be what difference any substitutions from Gernot Rohr will make. As there's space now for Sierra Leone. On the left-hand side, clips it in. But over the head of Toure. But another chance, Toure gives the short option. Excellent header from Sansu. Sierra Leone try and keep the pressure on Mustafa Doumbia. Nice little turn. It's not a great shot, but it almost turned into an excellent pass. Not sure that was a shot or a cross, but either way, both failed in their execution. It's a exchange of the match. Rodney Strasser and Alhaji Kamara coming on. And John Kamara makes his way off. Certainly been in a few feisty battles. Both Rodney Strasser and Alhaji Kamara playing the trade in Scandinavia. Strasser with Turun Palo Seura in Finland. And Kamara with Randers FC in Denmark. There's confirmation. Ali Sese, the other to make his way off for Sierra Leone. Lovely ball from Alex Iwobi. Musa trying to slip it through. Osimhen not for the first time. With his hands on his head. So deadly in front of goal. The Leon Stars know you have to cut off the ammunition to the Napoli number 9. Following in the footsteps of recent great Napoli strikers Edison Cavani. He went on to become the all-time goal-scoring record holder at Paris Saint-Germain, as well as Gonzalo Higuain. He controversially left the club for Juventus. As now looks like Gernot Rohr is ready to make his changes. Balogun certainly been in the wars in this second half. Not looking comfortable with the attention paid to him. So again, his eyes on the ball, and it's a late challenge in the back. Pointing to the ball does not make it Foul not. Balogun up, but certainly gingerly. Early impact from Alhaji Camara. Looking to press is Tebo. Like what he sees, back to Okoye. Looking to press is Tebo. Like what he sees, back to Okoye. Alex Iwobi looking back, able to go square to it, but lovely turn on the ball. A bit of the Xavi about him at times. Certainly a more combative midfielder, but real linchpin at the back of the midfield. With so much talent. Balogun pops it forward. Osimhen, lovely play. Just in time, his run right. No real frustration there. Chukwueze looked like he was in. The 21-year-olds combining for the Super Eagles. The Villarreal forward, just a little impatient to make his run. So Balogun, I think with a couple of the heavy challenges, elected to give him a break. Coming on, Ajayi Desewo. And the captain, Ahmed Musa, cap 92, won today. Closing in on the record of 101 for Joseph Diobo and Victor Nyema. Now a chance for Kelechi Iheanacho to make an appearance. Goal scoring against Tunisia in last month's friendly. Also missed a penalty. Nigeria also losing to Algeria in those two October friendlies. And as you can see, competitive nature, and against weaker opposition at home. Nigeria finding the gears to work through, but certainly a few more they could find. Early touch. Rebo to Tebo. It's a lovely touch. In turn, finds Iwobi. Now Osimhen, but it's not sticking for the striker this second half. Been quite on the same wavelength we saw in the first half. Well, a chance here. Iheanacho to pull the trigger, but had the ball plucked off his foot. Really is a young new forward line for Nigeria. Iheanacho, the older statesman, other than Musa, 24, but Musa himself only 28 years of age. So the Super Eagles really hoping under Gernot Rohr. We've got a golden generation in the making. Now twisting and turning, Sanzu finds Iwobi. Well, Sierra Leone slow to react. Eventually do pick the ball. Oh, that's left. Done well to get out of a sticky situation. Looking for support. It ends up curling it to the feet of Akpo Guma. Osimhen trying to make a movement for Iheanacho, but he decides to go himself. Camara launching long, but Atebo keeps Super Eagles coming forward. Arebo wants it back, gets it. Best the ball's back from Iwobi, but no pressure on the ball with Econ. Lovely ball down the line for Kelechi Iheanacho. Onto his favourite left foot. Iwobi didn't seem to know quite what he was doing. Very difficult one to take in his stride. Brace taking his tally to 8 goals in 39 caps, but the Everton forward, you're looking at the opportunity to strike Africa Cup of Nations qualifying hat-trick. Will be double. Osimhen and Chukwueze all inside the opening half an hour of the match. Wami Key with a consolation thus far for Sierra Leone. The goals suddenly really dried up, but are there more still in waiting? Chukwueze just showing such enthusiasm to run at players and make something happen. This occasion only ends up with a throw. Scored 1 goal this season in La Liga. 2-0 Villarreal win. Looking to add to the 1 he already has tonight, but a poor touch. Sierra Leone to get themselves on the front foot. Kevin Wright plays the ball and then gives the overlap, but it's excellent pressing from Akpo Guma. Tebo stepping in, but Sierra Leone win the ball back, but then miscommunication sees the pass of Alhaji Camara go out just for a throw. The referee's whistle, I think signifying water break. It's funny, I'm not sure if the players are saying they're not really that interested, but the referee, under the regulations, as best you can see, has called one. Officials coming together. So far it's been a pretty straightforward match for Peter Kamaku, 28-year-old from Kenya. And no controversial moments in a match that Nigeria have dominated. 4 goals in the opening half hour, blowing the Leone Stars away. It's a goal from Kawami Key, just seeming to stem the flow as Nigeria threatened to run riot. So the total Africa Cup of Nations qualifying group L. Sierra Leone looking big trouble with just 1 point from 2 matches, and looks like he's stuck on that. Be interesting to see what happens between Benin and Lesotho in the other match. Gernot Rohr will be delighted with that explosive half an hour, maybe wanting to get a little bit more out of his side, let the game drift somewhat, and the chances really dried up. Another change for Sierra Leone. Mustafa Bundu, the Anderlecht forward, making his way on for the goal scorer Kawami Key. It looked as if Osman Kake made his way on. Let's see if there's confirmation Sierra Leone will be happy, at least on one front, that they've managed to stem the flow. Well, the referee trying to play advantage, despite his assistant's flag going up. Osimhen manhandled. And over goes Iheanacho, but leaves it. Takes it short from Chukwueze. So Osimhen Kake for Mustafa Doumbouya. Table is pushed. Substitute Ajayi. Our way back. Aribo. Koye. The best of kicks, but the header has turned into an opportune moment for Victor Osimhen. Well, he just hesitated when he seemed to have a clear sight of goal. And that allowed Captain Bangura to throw his body on the line. You can see the header fortuitously coming off the striker. It looked like he was just wanting to pull the trigger, but ball bouncing unkindly in front of him. He did get a strike on goal, but Bangura protecting and making it a lot easier save for Mohamed Kamara. As we see Mustafa Bundu on for the goal scorer, Kawami Ki. Easy decision there. Iheanacho dragging back Mohamed Kamara. The Leicester forward yet to score this season for the Foxes domestically, although in their Europa League campaign, 3 goals. Brace against Sporting Braga and 1 against Zora. As Leicester made a fine start to the Premier League season and on the continent, currently topping the English Premier League. 1 point ahead of Tottenham, Liverpool. Iheanacho hoping to make the most of this cameo appearance, but it's a lovely ball whipped in, and Sierra Leone suddenly have a second. Out of nothing, a brilliant cross. And running to get the ball back, the substitute, Alaji Kamara, the Randers FC striker from Denmark. And he certainly made his mark on this match. Well, Okoye completely exposed. It's a sensational ball, and just guiding his header into Okoye's bottom left-hand corner. Well, Nigeria managed to beat Lesotho by 4 goals to 2. It's the same scoreline here. Osimhen with a double of goals and assists, but this is very much a worrying moment. He's gone down as they came together, and he's holding his wrist, and this could be a real big problem for the player, the Super Eagles, and also Napoli will be looking on, and he looks in real pain. And the reaction of the opposition players and the referee told its own story. Just lost his footing. Hard to tell from there. Had his hand out, felt something, and then looks like Sierra Leone players landed on his wrist, and he is certainly in absolute agony. Well, calling for a stretcher, and that looks like being game over for Victor Osimhen, and the worry will be how long might an absence be. Impossible to tell at this early stage. They'll certainly be hoping it looks worse than it is. But certainly not the end of the night that Gertner Roar wanted to see. Well, you can hear there that the Suggestion is that he snapped his wrist. He was certainly holding it, and the reaction was very much one of absolute agony and shock, all intents and purposes. Real concern here for 21-year-old striking sensation Victor Osimhen. As we see again, off the knee, felt something that saw him go down, but then I think it's the Leone defender landing on him, totally accidental. But it may have just been how his hand fell onto the turf. Hard to tell from those pictures, but the end result is what looks like being a sickening injury for the Napoli starlet. 70 million euros the Serie A club spent. Could rise to 80, but he's now potentially looking at a spell on the sidelines. And the only thing can hope is that it's not as serious or as long an absence as the reaction of him and players and medical staff looks. Certainly no question about the end of his game. Rebo and Alex Iwobi discussing that as players looking extremely concerned for their fallen teammate. Well, applause for Victor Osimhen, not the way anyone wants to end a match. And we'll wait to hear in the hours and days that come how serious the injury is. Well, Gernot Rohr has got to refocus his side. They've just conceded and now lost their star striker. It looks as if Chidera Ijuke is going to come on. Sierra Leone certainly with one fewer worry in terms of attacking options, although Nigeria still with plenty of talent on the pitch, and Niacho will certainly take that central role. It said after half an hour that Sierra Leone would be within 2 goals. They've been laughed at the way Nigeria started the match and how clinical they were. At the break, they'd scored 4 goals from 5 on-target strikes. Now Sierra Leone, a couple of goals. And in the end, it's Ebere Paul Onuachu who comes on, the RRC Genk striker. It's also the end of the night for Chukwueze. So Paul Onuachu on for injured Victor Osimhen, stretchered off after looking like snapping his wrist. We'll wait for news on that later, but Sierra Leone really putting cat among the pigeons here at the Samuel Ogbe Mudia Stadium. As we see Ajuke coming on for Chukwueze. Well, a corner for Sierra Leone, and a goal here would really change the whole complexion of this match. It's not a good effort. Couldn't beat the first man. They will have a throw. They try and take quickly. Etebo trying to organise. Header away from Ekong. Now trying to help Ejuke. Look out, but Sierra Leone suddenly with some belief. Zakpo Guma dawdles on the ball. Joe Rebo for fortuitously coming away with the ball. It's a poor pass. Rangers midfielder being bypassed there. And a superb chance here, Leone! What a story this is turning out to be. They were dead and buried after half an hour. And now the face of Amin Musa, the captain, who went off with this match in the bag, and suddenly a shock is a-brewing. Well, it's wonderful slaloming skills, and then a stunning low drive into the bottom corner. The first touch was ideal, the second was sumptuous. Brilliant pick out, and a superb strike from the substitute Mustafa Bundu. And a turn up for the books here from 4-0 down. Sierra Leone are just 1 goal behind. Well, Kamara and Bundu, the 2 substitutes, have come on and have shaken the Super Eagles. Rebo wasn't strong enough in his challenges. He wasn't the only culprit that went to sleep. And quite incredible scenes here. Well, Sun Tzu sees that ball run out. Well, Osimhen going off injured after scoring his 4th goal of the group stage, and also another couple of assists, 4 goals and 4 assists, showing his impact on the team. He went off with what looks like a wrist injury, and soon after, Sierra Leone have made it 4-3, and Nigeria now really just trying to have to calm the waters as they're risking sinking into the abyss, as Sierra Leone suddenly are brimming with belief. The best of touches from Onuachu. Well, Sierra Leone, what more can they do? They've certainly got time. Still 8 minutes plus injury time remaining of the match. And now space on this right-hand side. Sun Tzu stands and waits. He uses the overlap. The ball just too close to Okoye. He just decides to slow things down. And Mustafa Bundu yet to score for Anderlecht since his move from Danish football. The hit in the back of the net to really put Nigeria on the back foot. Well, they still lead, but it's now from a 4-0 lead to a 4-3 scoreline. What a time to get your first goal for your country. And such confidence from the 23-year-old. Nigeria have just been missing that final pass in the second half. Iwobi just trying to slip it through. Couldn't find Iheanacho. You can see the back and forth, the frustration felt by the home side. Well, 7 goals witnessed here at the Ogbe Mudia Stadium. Such a shame. The fans are missing, but look at John Kester. He looked crestfallen in that first half an hour, but now agitatedly giving instructions from the sidelines. And Sierra Leone can sniff the scent of a famous result. Obviously, they haven't beaten Nigeria since April 2001, but a draw from 4-0 down would be quite sensational. Can Nigeria find a goal to finally put The Leone Stars out of the picture. Iwobi, lovely ball. Sansu, though, lets it run across him. Really needed to take it in his stride. And it's out for a harmless goal kick, as suddenly Sierra Leone are in a rush. Well, the first ever meeting for either of these sides in their history was back in August 1949, when both were still British colonies. Nigeria winning by 2-0. The long history of this fixture, it's very much Nigeria that have dominated the head-to-head. Certainly at 4-0 up, looking ready to extend the current record to 10 victories and 4. They're still on course for that, but suddenly there's a lot of twitchiness, and Sierra Leone have got an equaliser. Nigeria shoot themselves in the foot, and a famous result is very much now in the grasp of Sierra Leone. They've shown such determination and belief when no one else would have. Alhaji Camara with his second of the match, and the Nigerian Super Eagles looking around. Recriminations. Iwobi picking the worst place to try and play out. Sansu not strong enough. And again, it's the substitutes combining. Mustafa Bundu of Anderlecht, and the simplest of headers for Alhaji Camara. 4-0 down after 30 minutes. It's 4-4. Well, that's what it means. Well, the roar of Camara as Gernot Rohr in big trouble. Nigeria still very much top and clear at the top of the group, but in terms of the impressions of the Super Eagles, this is not going to go down well for the German coach and his young team. It looked dead and buried in the first half. 4-1 at the break. Sierra Leone, with the substitutes of John Kester, have found themselves on the cusp of already something great, but now they could do something incredible. Overrunning it, drives it across. No one really able to catch up. Well, John Kester played in that April 2001 World Cup qualifier that Sierra Leone won by 1-0, and now in charge as they've come from 4 down and incredibly look the more likely to snatch a win. The introduction of Alhaji Camara and Mustafa Bundu have just reinvigorated the options up top, as Gernot Rohr is looking down the barrel of plenty of heat from the Nigerian press. Losing Victor Osimhen was a huge blow, going off with serious looking wrist injury, but it's certainly no excuse for how Nigeria have thrown away a commanding lead. But can they turn it around and at least save some face as they look to try and use the height of their own substitute, Beri Paul Onuachu. Leicester's Leche Iheanacho over the ball. We're creeping ever closer, 90 seconds from 90-minute mark. And Gernot Rohr looks on in hope. An 8-goal thriller so far. Is there to be any more? Iheanacho! It's a great save. Regulation, but under the circumstances. Mohamed Camara keeping his concentration and getting good contact to get the ball clear as Siniacho now trots over to take the corner kick. Wait to see how much injury time is to be added on. Nigeria suddenly trying to avoid an absolute shocker of a draw after being 4-0 and 4-1 up. Siniacho with the corner. Strong header at the near post. Oh, not the best of communication there, but they managed to sort themselves out. Siniacho back across. Sierra Leone clear their lines, and now it's 2-on-1 here. Etebo tries to get across, and he just does enough. Well, Sierra Leone wanting a handball, not given. Alex Iwobi switching the play to Zedu Sansu. It was those two players that combined to make an absolute farce of it at the back that allowed Sierra Leone to get their equaliser. Bundu nicking in and clipping it over for a grateful Alaji Kamara, showing his muscles, kissing the bicep even, and Sierra Leone has certainly showed plenty of grit and determination. 4 minutes left as Gernot Rohr looks on and waits to see what his team can do. The ball across, but no finishing touch. Well, the applause and thumbs up from Onuachu, but well, you can hear Gernot Rohr saying we've got the time, and he's right to a degree, but it's Sierra Leone with the ball, though Nigeria trying to stick them, but no pressure on the ball and allowing Sierra Leone to clear their lines. Although it may have been suggested the ball went out, but Rohr said they had time, but they're running out of it. Just 2.5 minutes left. It's Nigeria 4, Sierra Leone 4 at the moment. Is it finally going to stop at 8 goals, or is there final late drama? Header away. Akopuma uses Iwobi as a decoy, swings it in, and a brilliant header. Sierra Leone putting their bodies on the line as they look for a famous result. They looked completely out of it. They have done themselves incredibly proud, but can they hang on? The header away. Well, it's gone against Sierra Leone. Somewhat looked like a bit of a 50-50, but it's gone against substitute Rodney Strasser. That's a bit hard, I think, because the boots and certainly the studs of Strasser look to be showing. That's potentially why it's gone against the Sierra Leone midfielder. But an extremely positive position as Gernot Rohr nervously stalks his technical area. It's the number 14 of Kelechi Iheanacho. 3 goals in the Europa League for Leicester this season. Can he rescue Nigeria here? Iheanacho, but it's over, hits the back stanchion, and Sierra Leone are just 30 seconds away from a famous draw. In the 6 World Cup qualifiers these two have played against each other, Sierra Leone have only won once and drawn once. And the first draw was way back in 1976, the win in 2001. Otherwise, it's been all Nigeria. But in their first ever Africa Cup of Nations qualifier, it looks like Sierra Leone have done something that nobody could have guessed at halftime when it was 4-1 to Nigeria, but they are seconds away. Nigeria surely have to get the ball forward. And there's the final whistle.
What an 8-goal thriller at the Ogbomedia Stadium in Benin Kingdom. Nigeria looked to back 3 points after 30 minutes, but threw it all away as the Leone Stars came back to tie the game 4-4. On behalf of everyone, I'm Sulaiman Folarin. Thank you for watching our coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers on beIN Sports. Bye for now.